you want to do, and we'll go that way. All right. It's capital outlay meeting for date November the 6th at 4 p.m. Everybody has their agenda out. Roll call is being taken. And being passed around. Are you wanting to speak any tonight? Okay. We have nobody wanting to speak tonight for right now. And I need a motion to approve the agenda. Do we have any modifications we need to make on the agenda, by the way?
I don't see none. Motion to approve.
A motion to approve the agenda.
I'll
As
second it.
submitted and seconded. Any more discussion on it? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. Tim, was you good?
Yes.
Okay. And we have, the approval of the minutes from the previous meeting. Thank you, sir.
I'll approve the minutes.
A motion made to approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Brown. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion approved. Since we have no comments from public comments. Unfinished business, health department, let me do the animals, I know the health department's A, let me do animal shelter first, which is, the B. Animal shelter is moving along a lot better now. They have received our letter from our attorney about on their progress right now of where they're at and their finish date. So they have received a letter from the county attorney through the mayor's office to let them know that they need to move on. And so that being said, they are moving along pretty good now. If you go by out there, block is being laid. They can go up to 6 foot, I think is where they're going elevation wise until the building gets here, which is in December, the 1st of December. Once that, they get all the block work laid up to that point. I know next week they're gonna start putting down the base stone for the drives and everything. And so once that's done, so next week, nobody can go in out there. Let me put it that way. So don't try to go to the animal shelter next week because they'll be working on trying to get all that done. Once they have it done, then they're going to try to get the base asphalt down because once the stone's down, sidewalks will be in place. The drive-through pad has been poured, and the side pad over on the right-hand side has been poured. They're doing all they can do for rough end as they're going right now, so that's about all I can report on as far as that goes. So, anybody got any questions about that building right now? I hate it that they've had such an issue with the metal building manufacturer, but it is what it is, and we're going to have to deal with that, and so are they. So we'll go from there. Anyway, health department facility, we had our construction meeting today, started at 10:30 this morning, lasted till 1:30 when we got done out at the job site. And we're now into the part of getting all the little things adjusted and fixed, and we've eliminated a door here, and we've taken out a lock here, and so we're doing the fine tuning stuff now, which is getting it down to where, because they're talking about being done in March. So they are moving quite rapidly. The brick has already been laid. Their biggest, holding item right now will be once the Emetco building panel that comes for the outside walls, they'll come and they'll do a 3D rendering of the building. Once that is done, then it takes approximately 6 to 7 weeks for them to manufacture all the panels that goes on the walls. So, and we're going through all the little details of what goes through a panel, what a light fixture can go through a panel. We've adjusted some lights and added 3 today because they have vestibules on some of the personnel when the nurses and stuff and employees go in and out the doors. They didn't have a light inside that little vestibule, and I didn't want to have a dark area there. I mean, at least put a can light in them where they could, they could see somebody standing in it if it's dark. And so we're gonna add those 3 lights. We changed some circuits made sure that a couple of the lights were, outside lights were put on the emergency generator circuit. So we're getting it down to where it's small stuff now. Rick, they are getting they actually had their framing inspection done today on the walls. So they are fixing to start sheetrock, which they're gonna, once they start sheetrock, they're gonna be putting up plastic over the windows openings because the windows are not here yet, nor is the framework yet, but they're working with A&R Glass over in Tullahoma is who the contractor is on that, and they will be getting that framework installed. Once it's done, of course, then the windows go in it, but things are progressing very rapidly at that site. And that being said, they're gonna be getting sheetrock going on pretty soon. So if you can get you a date to go out there like really soon this next week, because they just stocked the building with all the sheetrock and insulation, so I don't wanna hold them up, saying, hey, we need to get some more pictures done. If you want to go out and look and take pictures of anything, you can, because everything is pretty well in all the walls. I mean, like I say, they are really moving quickly. So, and that's why we're gonna do a field trip, so. And I think everybody kind of can see what now you're looking at and what y'all voted for, and you kind of know what's going on. HVA systems let's go ahead and move to, on the 6C is the HVAC systems at the jail. Can you want to report on that for me?
I don't know if you guys want me to go over every single one of these work orders, but as you can see, there's 15 here.
Yes, I know we
I
have.
think they were there today, too.
These are all the repairs that have been completed. As of right now, we have, and some of these have been completed, but we have $82,000 worth of work repairs that have been quoted for the jail. And I would say about 30,000 of that has been done, so we still have a little ways to go, but like.
But we're in better shape now than we've been in a while, ain't we? How we set up right now for winter?
I think we're
far
good.
as
As far as
winter
they,
goes,
there was, they did say they had a issue, when I spoke to Jonathan, they had an issue with one of the controllers. One of the pods was reading, 60 some odd degrees, comfortable reading is what the controller said, but when you went in there, it was like 78. So it was not reading correctly. From what they found, it has to do with basically the thermostat inside of each pod. So they're going through, and it looks like they're gonna have to replace those, because some of them why, I don't know. But for those of y'all who've been out there and looked, in the pods, there's a janitor closet inside of each pod that's for water, storage for like utensils or mops, brooms, things like that to give them to clean up. And then there's a sink basin in there to fill up a mop bucket. That's where the thermostat was, in the closed door. Well, why did that make sense to put that thermostat inside that closed room that took forever for the heat or cool to get in there to read? I don't know, but that's where they were. But inmates are inmates, and a lot of those got tore out. They would get in there and they were just simply, it's an unfinished roof. They would reach in, grab it, pull it down, and they would get in there and be able to get to it and pull it down. So some of them are non-existent. So those are getting replaced, and actually they're gonna be relocated.
Okay.
I think Jonathan said they're looking at putting those in the return vent. That way it's reading
The return air.
the
That's
return
what
air
should
to
be
see
reading, yeah.
what
Yeah.
the temperature in the building is.
Actual temperature.
So that way they know.
Okay.
And, so I think they're doing them a few at a time to not just dump them at once and cause a big expense.
Okay.
So,
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Have we got anybody that inspects this work when it gets done, or while it's being done?
I mean, there's a
Near
maintenance
him.
guy there that works there, that's.
yeah, we've
I
got
think,
one there that makes sure it's working, and then we go back and we look at it, and then if we have questions, we call Rick.
Because when I was in the military, I was in charge of, when the buildings was built, I had to be there daily,
Sure.
and if anything was wrong, it was me that got in trouble. So, I mean, somebody should have noticed the thermostat in the closet.
Well, no, we
I
noticed
mean,
it
it's easy to
there,
overlook something.
so,
Well, there was obviously when you have inmates, you have your location of your boxes and your electrical outlets and your, anything that can be removed or be destroyed
They
will
can
be. So at first, I believe some of them were installed in different locations, but they also gave bad readings because all the heat was rising up to the top. They were put above the ceiling.
yeah, some of them was above the
I mean,
ceiling,
to
so.
hide them from the inmates is the
and
ultimate goal.
it
And
would-
to find a good spot, I mean, we're just.
So when the heat would kick on, heat rises, so it
Yeah,
would be up
yeah.
there,
Yeah,
it
it
would
would
be
shut 'em
fine
off
here
really
and it'd be
fast.
freezing at the bottom, so they were trying to find happy mediums to put them at, and so some of them they put in the closets for some reason.
So you almost need an indestructible box that the air can still go through, and
Well, to me, they should have put them on the side of the wall up about 12 foot up, because it's about a 24 foot
Yeah,
wall.
yeah.
They could have just put them halfway up the wall, you can't get to them, I mean,
And you could have made a metal box with holes in it.
Yeah.
And where it's openable and where they could adjust.
but yeah,
agree,
instead, they
but-
tried to put them in
I know,
that.
I know.
Well, they do have to run the wires to them, and I feel
Exactly.
like some of it was,
Yeah,
getting
I
the
will say-
wires
let me
to
say
the
this,
spots.
I understand what you're saying, Tim. It's like this, they have speakers in each jail cell. I'll just say this, I'm gonna give you a for instance. All those speakers at one time were replaced because they're is it by law? Or they have
What's
to have
that?
The speaker inside the jail?
So
cell
the speaker was put in there, for code.
For code wise.
So since they are in there, a lot, they would be able to push the button
And I
to
will-
call for help.
And I will tell you this, even though they have tamper-proof screws on them in there, all they gotta do is sit there and keep tapping. And they tap
They
it until
will,
that screw backs out enough where they get a hold of it and they'll.
And
They
they've used
literally
other
will tear-
means
they
that I
will-
won't
yeah.
divulge out into
Yeah.
the public, that
They
they
will-
can literally
they
sit
will-
there and mold a screw.
They will
And do
take
it.
those out and take that wiring out just so they can get. I
Yeah.
mean,
To
right
have,
after you've just got done putting it in.
Oh,
The
yeah.
next day, it's gone.
They're just bored.
all they have is time.
So, I understand what you're saying.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
very hard for them to have some, unless they're coming behind them, just.
well, on all of our work that we do, I think
Yeah.
somebody needs to have a report going there every day and make sure the lights are
Yeah.
Oh, they do.
correct and the.
Oh, no, they do.
The doors.
Now,
That's,
that
no,
they do. They have
now
it.
that,
They do
Tim, I
have
can
that.
say, so
They do
the
that.
COs go through and do work
Yeah.
orders to the maintenance.
Yeah.
The guy who we got doing maintenance now, and he has to sit there and close those work orders out by going and fixing everything
Yeah.
that they do.
And I'm talking about
fine.
on everything.
And a lot of it's.
Oh, no, they do.
The dog pound, the health department, all this
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, I thought you
Well,
meant
see, right
everything in the
now,
jail. No, they do
If you wanna
that.
know who's watching over that, that's me.
So if something screws up,
I'm pretty well on top of it right now.
okay, we got your number.
I mean, today was almost 4 hours today, so far, at the health department. Now, I don't go out to the animal shelter as much because they're not doing as much right now. But they know my presence is there every week, at least twice a week. I have been there, I went there yesterday, so, just to check on them, see where they're going and what they're doing, so. But I usually visit both facilities anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes more. And they, both superintendents have my number, they call me, and they do call me, and I go there. Whenever they call me, I just take off and go. Yeah, and I just tell them how long it'll be before I get there or whatever, depends on where I'm at. So, but yeah, I've been overseeing, and I meet with, Araceli Castile with the health department, the head lady, and she and I go through everything, all the, submittals, the, products that's going in it, the colors that goes in it, the flooring, everything. We have every bit of that stuff has been picked out, documented and labeled and sent in and sent to the architects and to the, contractors. So right now, all they're waiting from us for right now, we have door frames, around the door frames to paint, color selection. And the steel doors on the exterior is the only colors that they are waiting from us on. And now we're into keying of how she wants it keyed, which is gonna take us a couple hours to do that.
I spoke to, speaking of that, I spoke to Mariana today, and she called and asked about the,
Yeah, I understood. I added
uh,
to.
yeah, and I gave her the names of the couple. One, I couldn't remember the name, and I had to call
Well,
Rick, but,
The
Ben
one you
Loman.
used, the one you used, we don't need that.
No.
That big of, we're gonna talk with Ben Loman.
Yeah, Ben Loman's got one that I think we're looking at, it hadn't been presented to us yet, but it's to update the courthouse.
Right.
But it's a cloud-based system that would give them room for expansion if need be, that it'd be good to use, but, yeah.
Well, I would like to get, when we get down to, if we decide we're gonna select Ben Loman to do the health department, I would like to, when we're doing our smaller jobs like the, Justice Center, I would like to stay with the same contractor, where we're not dealing with 3 or 4 different ones. I know the jail was a totally different option because it's a different animal.
Yeah.
But our other facilities, when we're talking about electronic security, I think we ought to go with one group. I've got a couple that we may have them price it, but we kinda like Ben Loman's stuff right now.
Well,
so
it
far.
does save time and money to where you can
Yeah,
call.
where I
and-
can call them, and it's pretty easy to call them right now, so. But I am staying on top of the health department and animal shelter. Yeah, I've kind of volunteered, I guess. So,
We're gonna have a walkthrough when they're completed to check off everything
sir,
to be,
you are,
before you sign off on anything.
yes, sir. Not with just us, the engineer will do that too. The
Yeah.
architect and engineers has to do that. And the state has to. State health department, I mean, they come to all these meetings. When we have our work meeting, every seat in here is filled plus some. So it's a quite a bit of people in here. So, yeah, but it's going very well. So are you guys okay on the HVAC system right
Yeah,
now?
I mean,
then?
they're getting it done, so.
And so I know Rick is
And I don't-
trying
I
to
think
keep an
since
eye
our
on it too.
meeting-
To answer your question, Rick and Frank are trying to watch over that for me, pretty much.
They
And,
have, ever since we've had our
maintenance
meeting,
guy.
I think they've done real well as
Yeah,
far
that last
as,
meeting kinda lit their fire or something.
so.
All right, well, let's move on to, new business real quick. And, Rick, you wanna go ahead and give us your report? Okay.
First thing is, this is the media room behind the commission room. The mayor has asked us to look at this, and the 2 red lines is basically what I would be doing is building a partition, a full partition around the media center.
Is that over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now, we keep it all locked up, and it's kind of a hazard for the commission room. There's not another exit. If something was to happen, there's not another exit out of there because it's all locked up. So by putting this partition in, we'd be able to unlock all those doors and then keep the media room completely locked up. I just got one picture. This is basically the door. We'd be putting in a small door. Obviously, it would be either like a mirror tent or a full black tent, so where you couldn't see through there. It would just have one small keyed door that we would keep locked at all time. The wall would just go to the top of the other door that you see where the red line is. It wouldn't go all the way to the ceiling. That way we'd be able to keep the same lighting, the same heating and air, and the same sprinkler system in there. We wouldn't have to make any modifications to any of that. Then this is all this is just would be in-house. I would do all this myself. Basically, we're just asking for permission to do that.
I'll make a motion to give permission to build the partition.
Second.
A motion and seconded to build the partition walls as laid out here by Rick. Any more discussion on it? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion approved.
The only other thing I have is the updates on the roofing projects. we'll be getting a moisture scan for the Justice Center so we can start working on an official scope of work to turn into Scott St. John. And next week on Wednesday at 2:30, I'll be meeting with a couple representatives from Scott St. John's office to kind of come together with a scope of work that the county's asking from them for both projects, and how we'll be handling everything through them, and they'll be giving us, basically their approval. They'll be doing like the approval, like we talked about, the approval for the scope of work for the Justice Center, and then they'll be doing all the work for the library one, and we'll just be working with them. But they'll be getting a quote basically for what their charge will be on each project.
I know we all saw the numbers for the Lanham Library, and of course, Mary Ann's been working diligently on that to figure out how we're gonna fund it. And I think she's got some solutions, which we'll be talking about at Budget and Finance. So I'm not gonna say very much about that part of it, so we'll worry about that at that point. She's got the way to do it, so we're gonna get moving forward. I told her, I said, I'm not kicking this can any further down this road. We're stopping, the buck stops here. We've got a lot replaced and fixed in the last 3 years, and I don't wanna stop right now. I wanna get this stuff fixed. I don't want it dwindling off into another, I don't want it to go into another session of 4 years down the road again for somebody else to handle. I'd like for us to, when we all walk out of here for our last day or whatever, I wanna be able to say, hey, we at least got some stuff fixed and done.
Have we got a projected date that could be finished, since somebody's from the library
it-
here that'd like to know?
They are not gonna be able to know that, cause we don't know that yet.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not gonna get done
Right,
until the
just an
spring.
estimate.
Yeah.
It's not gonna
No
get done until the
estimate.
spring. They won't. Yeah, we're not gonna talk. I mean, it's gonna be the spring. Most roofing companies
Hey,
aren't gonna wanna.
trust me, I'm trying,
I know,
I'm pushing. And
it's leaked long enough.
You're absolutely correct. But at least we're trying.
And the Justice Center one will. We're hope to have it done by May.
Yeah, Justice Center will probably be easier and quicker because, it's just, we were way ahead of the game with it. We are not ahead of the game we're just kind of really getting started on the game of the Lanham Library, so.
There's a lot more engineering that goes
Lot
into the
of
library
that.
one than there's a Justice Center. So
It's not just roof, we're also doing drainage system
Yeah,
and all. And, I told her today, I said, because of the tariffs, it's already hit probably 25,000 more than what it was already, just from the tariffs alone on materials. So, I told her what number I was looking at, so we're gonna probably go with that number. I boosted that number that we had about 50. So, to help cover some of this tariff stuff, cause that's what I'm worried about. We'll go from there.
the only other thing is update on the old courthouse. The Scott St. John finished all the bid packet and everything, and it went out. We had a meeting last week. We had 4 different contractors show up. Met separately with 3 of them, kind of doing walkthroughs, checking over everything. I think the bid will be I think they have it turned in next week on the 14th. I think it'll be done. So that work will hopefully be starting up. Hopefully in January. And that's the grant money that we got to redo the hallway, and so that's where we're at on that one. And that's all I got.
Okay, anything else on it? Okay, let's go ahead and go to item number 7B real quick. And we've had people, that's gone into some of the other offices and let's just talk, the older generation that is not real familiar with this facility. And we removed the information boards that were in the islands before in the center of them, which I didn't look at them as much as I probably could have, but, this, though, what I got, worked up is what came up with, so we didn't sit there and put signs on individual areas of the building. This will give them direction whenever they pull in off the highway, and I kind of drew you up a markup of what it is on the board, so we can put these information signs out in the island pointing back toward the highway. So whenever they pull in, it would be setting, so
As
if you
soon
pull
as
in,
you pull off the highway, you're talking about. I was thinking about that. When you pull in, you're not actually wanting to look at a sign, you're getting in off the road, so it may be better
Well-
further on up, so you can
you know where the.
see it and read it.
You know where this part right here is at? This is the green
Right,
area, okay?
yeah.
So if you pull in, you have now enough room right here to slow down enough that you can see this sign. Cause you're talking, what, 40 feet, maybe 50 feet right here? Because there's a business over here already, and it's not much further back than this is. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but-
So, they should have plenty of time to be able to read a sign at this point.
if they pay attention. Because when I pull in, I don't see nothing
If
there.
they pay attention,
I don't see all those people running for election signs
Well-
because I'm,
This is 7 foot tall.
it might, yeah, it might,
This is 7 foot tall and
What do you
5
think?
foot wide, and 5 foot wide. You probably will see it. Is,
It'll
I mean-
stick up over another vehicle if they're coming this way too. You should
Yeah.
be able to see it.
It's mainly to give them some rough direction to where, okay, the mayor's office is this way. If I'm coming in on this one, if I'm coming in on this exit, this entrance right here, I'm seeing the mayor's office license plate, cause I don't want to sit there and call it what her office actually is, because people don't know what that is. No, I go, when you go in there, are you looking for the county court clerk's office? No, I'm looking for where to get my my license plate renewed. I said, license plate renewal, that's what's gonna be called here, okay? And then the codes department, voter's offices, and that's all be straight ahead. And then the ones to the right, to that other end, surely they can figure that out. And then opposite this side of the room. That's the only reason I did what I did. It was the most cost effective, most way we could get that much information without having,
You do have an error on these.
That's what I thought.
what's the error?
The
Codes
directions.
department,
What's it?
because you got codes department straight ahead on both signs,
They can fix that one. You're
But
absolutely
yeah.
correct.
because where this
I
has got.
pushed him to get this done.
Where
'cause I
this
just
has
went
got
there-
4 straight and 3 turns, that should
I'm with
have
you.
3 turns, 3 straights and 4 turns.
You're right.
But codes on the right sign
Yes, I
needs
get,
to
I
be.
get you.
Yep.
But that's what I did, or what we came up with. So, that being said, if we want to do this, you can see what the cost of it is, and
Yeah, it's not that much.
it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Does that include the poles and
Aluminum
everything
post and then mount, everything's done.
installed?
We don't touch it.
I'll make a motion to get it done.
Second.
Got a motion made, seconded. Any more discussion on it? Okay, I want to have a little bit of discussion. Color, you want to stay with it like it is?
I like that.
Just like it is.
I think it goes just
But
like.
can it go
I mean, that's
reflective?
what we was gonna do for our,
Yes.
welcome to Coffee County's that got shot
Well,
down.
he
but-
put that on there. I didn't even have that when,
but
on
no,
my
but
little
that's
sketch
good.
of paper
But
I
no,
wrote
that
it
looks
on.
good,
That show up good.
so, I think it would,
All right.
especially reflective,
Black and,
black with the gold reflective or whatever it is.
I
like
like
it.
this. I mean, I thought he did pretty good for me rushing him that fast. So, I've got a motion made and seconded. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye,
Motion approved. Need to set the date for next meeting,
December 4th.
which is December the 4th at 4 o'clock. Is everybody okay with that?
Yep.
All right. I need a motion
Motion to adjourn.
adjourn. Got a motion made to adjourn
Second.
and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Visitation, let's go out and
Field trip.
field trip.
It's gonna be a quick one. We gotta be back here at 5:30.
We gotta go back there.
Yeah, I gotta
5
go,
o'clock.
I gotta get back to the jail and
Thank you all.
do not qualify.